Testing, 1, 2, 3.
If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information.
Those of you who were expecting us to be on today, we're on live. And it is not easy to get to the studio. I'm in studio. It's not easy to get to the studio anymore. You've got to really leave maybe an hour and a half to get here on time. I tested it today and it really didn't feel the same. Anyway, we're here, we're a little late, but we're still on time. Very good evening to all of you. And I want to welcome you to our program once again. I got some friends who are watching the program. I don't know if they're seeing it, but they're watching. They're hoping it is live. They're visiting and enjoying the fruits of Guyana. I could say fruits of Guyana because they are enjoying the fruits. But the sun, the heat is not what they're accustomed to. But anyhow, they're from here anyhow and should be accustomed to the heat, but it's a little hotter because they're not really used to it. But welcome to our country. Welcome back home and enjoy your stay. It's your home. And talking about home, I got to tell you about some mosquitoes that are not friendly, okay? Mosquitoes are not, they're some of the smallest insects that you will come across. So tiny that you can squeeze them and don't even know you did. So tiny, but they're so dangerous. So dangerous. Only a few minutes ago I was reading before I came here, and in New York City, they've just announced that the virus is back. They didn't say which virus, but they said the virus is back. And it is not ordinarily back, it's back big time. And I'm thinking maybe it's some new virus, but when they said it's back, I thought maybe it's corona, but it's not. It's a mosquito-borne virus again, the West Nile virus. That same little mosquito is creating havoc all over the place. Okay? We take it for granted here. We live amongst the mosquitoes, and I've been talking about this for a period of time now, years. We live in the midst of a mosquito environment, and as it rains, it gets worse because the mosquitoes, they can breed so easily, multiply so fast, so quickly, that, and it's funny, they know exactly where to go. I don't know how they know. How do they know where to go? And what makes them happen? You need to study that in science. What makes them happen, right? If you have any water that is not being filtered or stagnant, and you leave it there for a few days, how do they know that that water is there to go there and breed and make so many more? You know, I don't think we realize the danger of mosquitoes. There are two parasites that I, three of them actually, that I don't like. I don't like none, but there are three particular ones that I don't like. What they do to people, what they do to humans. One is the fly. The fly, yes, the fly. The second one is the mosquito. And the third one is the worm. Dangerous. You all don't know how dangerous they are. Okay? We find that some of the mosquito-borne diseases are present here. Like we got malaria. We know of that. That's part of Guyana. Malaria is part of Guyana. It happens here all the time. Then you've got the dengue. You get dengue fever now. That is happening because, again, it's mosquito. Dengue fever. And then you've got the chikungunya, alpha virus, mosquito again. You know, then you've got other viruses that are present, that occur from the mosquito. We don't understand that these mosquitoes can hurt us, they can cause us to die. And we are so careless. We leave our windows open at night. We have drains that are clogged around the house. We've got containers with water. Been sitting there probably for years. You've got tires that are dumped and thrown in places, and there's water in there, and those are home. Maybe those are where the elite mosquitoes probably dwell, because that becomes a permanent residence, because nobody moves the tires. Nobody drains them. When it rains, it fills, and then when it doesn't rain, the water sits there. You know, it doesn't take much for mosquitoes to call home. Doesn't take much. And we feed them with our bodies. They suck the dickens out of us, and then they create havoc in our bodies. And then we wonder, why doesn't the government spray? Why doesn't the government do this or that, clean the drains? Why, when we ourselves are creating conditions that can cause the mosquitoes to take up, we say they squat. The mosquitoes are squatting, and you are just leaving them in places where you can remove them. The empty buckets that are sitting there with dirty water, the drains that don't move, the water doesn't move, the tires that are full of water, the tin cans and the bottles that are around the place with water, and the grass that is not, you don't weed. You know, you don't clean your carpets. And you find money to do everything else. I bet you that there's some people who spend so much money in minutes, buying minutes for the phone per month, that could take that money and buy mesh and screen their windows around the house. You could take that same money that you're spending 1 month to buy minutes for your phone, and you can buy mesh, mosquito mesh, to put around your house to protect you and your families. You know? We have not learned to prioritize and to protect ourselves. We're talking today, I'm talking to different people today about different things. And we seem to be, as a Guyanese nation, some of us, not all of us, confused as to what is to do that's best for us. What is there to do that's best for us, best for me and my family? What is it that I can do? Some of you are, you're burning yourself to death with cigarettes. You're burning yourself to death with cigarettes. And you can't show anything positive that the cigarettes will do for you. Some of you, you're burning your liver and your pancreas and your kidneys with liquor. Every day you're in the rum shop. At the end of the month, you got a bill that is more than half of your salary. And you can't find money to give the children to go to school, or to give your spouse to prepare dinner or lunch or breakfast. But you can find money to drink, smoke, and gamble. Right? I'm not trying to tear you down, but I'm trying to help you to understand that the resources that you earn, it's, unless it comes easy, it goes easy. But if you have to earn it, you should make it work for you. Put it to work for you positively so that you can look back and say, well, I didn't work in vain, or I didn't work for no reason. I worked, I earned, and I did. I was just coming with the taxi driver there, and he was telling me about his journey. He was telling me about his journey, and he didn't know whether I'm coming. All he did was brought me here. Never came with his car, but he brought me here. He doesn't even know who I am. He doesn't even know what I'm doing here. But he was telling me his journey as I was coming here. And he said to me that, sir, I did 3 jobs to get where I am today. 3 jobs. He said I would work, I would finish one, I'd go home, I'll shower, eat something, and I'm gone to the second one. And I guess he sleeps in the train or bus as he goes on to the second job. And then he has to go when he's done to the third one. And the third one is the one that was hard because he had to be doing cement work. And how he was explaining to me, because he doesn't know, I traveled and all. He doesn't know anything about that. He was saying to me that, Doc, he said, so when I go in foreign, I got to work at night. All night we throw in buckets because we gotta finish casting. We can't stop casting this thing. We can't get no crack in it. He's telling me the story. Right? We can't get no crack in this thing because we gotta cast all night. And sometimes when they throw the bucket knock me and I gotta, He said people don't know how hard you gotta work, but yet still they envy you when they see what you do, what you got in the end. Never envy people for what they have because you don't know how they got it. But I'm saying to you, take the money that you're working hard for and put it to work for you. You got a house with only louver windows, make frames and buy mesh and put screens to block the mosquitoes from going into your house. Some of you got houses that the rafters, you got space under the ceiling. Well, that's fine. You do the same thing. You take the mosquito, you get some tacks. You take the mesh, you get some tacks. And you get up with your friends, get a couple of ladders or a ladder, and you just tack it on. You cut and you tack, and you cut and you tack. And screen the areas that are open in your house to avoid the mosquitoes from coming in. But guess what? What happens when you do that? Some of you believe you don't get air. I've heard people say, well, when you put the mesh up, you don't get no air coming through. Nonsense. Air will find its way through spaces. And all you got to do is to make sure it keeps clean. That's all. If it's clean, the air will come in. But you would not only be keeping the mosquitoes out, you'll be keeping flies out and other insects that fly about and crawl. And you'll be protecting yourself and your family. You can sleep with, without a net. Because now you screen them outside, they're going to stay out. When you screen your homes like that, or where you dwell like that, if a mosquito comes in the house, he knows he's alone. He comes to a foreign area now where he doesn't belong because he doesn't have company. At least doesn't have too much company. You keep the flies out. You keep the mosquitoes out. You keep things out that are unwanted. So we talk about some of them. There are many more. There are many more. These mosquitoes can give you encephalitis. Mosquitoes can give you all sorts of things. Mosquitoes can give you filaria. Mosquitoes. You know? So I don't know. If a mosquito is in my room, I can't sleep. I don't want him in there. I'm looking for him. I'm walking, looking to see where he's hiding. I want him dead. I don't want him around me. Screen your homes. Protect yourselves because you don't know which mosquito is coming in. You don't know if it's the one that will give you filaria, if it's the one that will give you malaria, if the one is going to give you dengue, or you don't know which one is coming in. And we have all kinds here. I came up with a term that sometimes I use it, that the mosquitoes today went to university. They're so smart. They're not, you don't really hear them making songs anymore, hardly. All you do is feel them on you. But, you know, like they have migrated and they've learned and they realize that if they make the song, they might get caught. So they hold their meetings. Maybe they have a lecturer that tells them, if you're going to go to these homes, don't make songs. keep yourself quiet. You want to live, stay quiet. You want to die, you make noise. You know, so they come and you don't even know they're there. You see them on your skin, you wonder how they reach there. You know, well, I really hardly get mosquito bites because I don't know what is happening with me, but they come and they land, and I would see them there, and I'd kill them if I could kill them, but they fly away. For some reason, they don't really bite me, but maybe it's not the right mosquito. You know, I'm not really afraid of them, but I don't want them near me. Don't want a fly, a rat, a roach. Don't like them near me. They don't belong near to me. I don't want them near to me. And you shouldn't either because they're dangerous. You know what this is dangerous? Simple things. Sweet drinks, sodas. Sodas are nothing more than sugar and water and color and chemicals. And we put those things in our children's bodies and we feed them, we send them to school and we drink those things and they begin to destroy us and we don't even know. The children are preparing to go back to school very shortly. Listen, equip your children with foods and beverages that will nourish them. Don't put sweet drinks in their bags. This is water and Gatorade, a little bit of Gatorade, lots of water. Excuse me. Instead of putting sodas in the bag, make some homemade juice. We have lots of fruits here. This is mango season, okay? I don't want to tell you how many mangoes I've had. And my friends that are here, I don't want to tell you how many mangoes they have or they've been having, right? The mangoes are so plentiful that you can take mangoes and you could cut them and freeze them. And when mango is out of season, you have mangoes to continue doing what you're doing for the children. You make juice. You make mango drink and you give them. You just blend the mango, add some water, put a little cane juice inside, and that's it. Water, some mango, and some cane juice. You really don't need the cane juice, but it's just to give a little flavor. And you can take that mango and you could make mango and ginger, mango and pineapple, mango and all sorts of things. And you could make a variety of drinks for the children to take to school. Why are you giving them sodas? It does nothing for them. Nothing but destroys them. And then you're going to put corn kernels and all those things in the bags. What about plantain chip? And what about those things that you can make at home? Make the snacks at home. Many of the women of today can make things. If you can't, then you got YouTube that can teach you how to make it. You got the internet. Learn to make things and put in the children's bag that is going to nourish them. At least you know where it comes from. There are lots of viruses out there, my friends. Lots of viruses, I'm telling you. And one of the biggest viruses that's present and frequently present in schools, from the daycare all the way up, is a virus that's called adenovirus. Fecal oral transmitted virus. A very dangerous virus. And it's mostly transmitted by children. So what do? You ensure that you enhance the immune system of the children. Don't send them to school until you've enhanced their immune system. Why? Because you don't know what environment they're going in. You don't know. You don't know which child is going to come to school with a problem, with a health issue. And if your child's immune system is weak and they're exposed to a child with an issue, they very well might pick it up. So equip your children. If you don't know what to give them, then you can visit us at the clinic and we have immune tonics. Designed for children, designed to help their immune system to overpower, to overcome. Because you don't have nothing else to protect you, you know. I don't care what your disease is. If your immune system is not up to par, then you're wasting your time. That is the only mechanism you have to fight for you, your immune system. How do you enhance the immune system? Foods, fruits, the vitamins that are natural, not the synthetic vitamins. You want to make sure that you're giving the children, you nutrifying their bones. You give them the nutrients that they need for their bones because they're playing, they're running, they're jumping, they're involved with other children, they're doing things. So you give them the nutrients that will help to enhance their bone structure, to make them strong. Many of us expect that the children will grow up and be strong. Okay? The same thing that happens to the adult happens to the children. If you don't put the nutrients in your body, you're not going to get them like that. Nourish your bodies. Give them the nutrients that they need to build their immune system. There are special immune tonics that are available. We have them at the clinic. And then you could make the fruit juices. And when you make the fruit juices, you give them vitamin C especially. And other vitamins. But when you give them a soda, you give them nothing but poison. Sugar, water, and chemicals. Serious. And if you buy fruits on the streets, if you decide to buy the fruits in the streets, or buy the juice in the streets, you're getting more sugar than anything else. Sugar and water and a little bit of fruit. So as parents, fathers and mothers, make the juice for the children. Make it for them. Make it for yourself too. Mango in season, you get all the mango you can. You cut them up, Put them in bags that they can be frozen in and freeze them. And keep using the ones that are available now until it's finished. And then you start going into the freezer, taking out from the freezer and continue to make out. When the fruits are in season, you store them. You buy them or you take them from your garden and you store them. Stop depending on fast foods and sweet drinks or sodas and the foods in the marketplace. And now and again they can buy a snack, maybe some pullory or, some plantain chips or something that can, they can maybe give them a quick fill. But it must be nourishing. Because the same thing that happens to you happens to the children. We dig our graves with our teeth and we eat ourselves into our graves. You can't expect the children to come home with A plus and B plus and you're giving them nothing to fortify their brains. Make sure that they have at least one good meal every day. At least one good meal. At least one good meal. And when they leave the house in the morning, make sure they have a breakfast. Something that can give them the ability to listen and to learn and to remember. You got to do that. I remember the days when I was growing up that we had in the garden vegetables that we planted. We had in those days chicken pens that we reared our own chicken. This is when I used to eat chicken. This is years ago. I was a little boy. I had my own chicken pen. I had my friends and I was just a junior. I was 9 years old maybe from there. And I had a chicken business. And my friends from school, my classmates, used to come and we would pluck chicken at that small age. And the chicken would be going to the butcher shop. And I was earning money from a small age with my own chicken farm. Seriously. How many of you at that small age have anything that you could earn from? Nothing. Nothing. We never used to hardly buy eggs because the chickens used to lay eggs. Every day I go and I pick up eggs from my chicken farm. And the whole family used to eat from it, not only me. You see? We used to take the matter from the pen, the sawdust and whatever happened there, the chicken mess or whatever, and that used to fertilize the soil. We never use any chemicals in the produce, and we would use that to grow callaloo and pak choy and tomatoes and balanji and okra and all that stuff. We had a garden from the chicken pen to the garden. How many of you are doing that? We used to grow, we didn't have much space either. We had enough, and whatever we had was enough. That we used that to produce for ourselves. We never had to go to the market to buy vegetables. We didn't have the money to buy anyway. Yeah. I grew up like that. We have gotten too lazy and we've gotten too dependent on fast foods and other people's foods. And the little money that you earn, you have to take it and you gotta go buy food and then you gotta go to the grocery store and buy groceries. So you're buying the groceries, but yet still you're buying food. It is not easy. And then you got the mosquitoes biting you. And then you get sick, and you got to go to the doctor. You got to find money to pay the doctor to get yourself some medicine to try to get better. If you build your immune system and you clean your surroundings, throw the water away that is sitting wrong in tires and in receptacles. Throw them away. It's not going to be used for anything but breeding mosquitoes. Protect yourselves from malaria and Zika virus and alpha virus and malaria and all of those things. Dengue. We wonder why we have these episodes, these things happening to us, these little viruses and diseases popping up. We sometimes encourage it ourselves. If we were to be responsible for cleaning our surroundings, each person, each family, each household, the mosquitoes will have a very hard time in finding an area to dwell. But we got too lazy and lay back, and we watch television and we play cards and gamble and we play dominoes and we got to go to the bars and you got to meet your buddy at some nightclub or so your time is taken up with non-productive work, non-productive activities. Many of you men, instead of you being home to take care of your children, to help with the homework, some of you can't even help with the homework because you're not smart enough. You're not, as we say, bright enough. You can't help the children with their own homework. Your little children can do more school work than you, some of y'all, because you drop out of school. You thought that school wasn't what you wanted. You drop out of school, you didn't learn a lot of things. Some of you can't even spell your own name, and some of you are big and working. You can't write. You can't sign your own name. There's a lot of nonsense going on here. Not everyone is designed to become a professional in something, but at least get yourself some knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge, associate yourself with people who can help you to get some. Learn to read and write and hang around people who will teach you good things. And stop spending your hours that you have gambling and going to super bet and wasting your money. The people who own super bet are the ones who are benefiting, not you. Some of you can't even, you can't pass super bet. You have to stop in. You're so addicted. You're taking your money and you're burning it. Start thinking, if I have a family, then I got to make sure that the children can get books to go to school and learn. I got to make sure they get uniform to put on when the day comes. If I don't have a car, they have to get transportation. Because school is not very near. They can't walk and go. They got to get some transportation to get there. We don't have school bus and free transportation. You got to find money to pay a minibus or a car. You wonder why we have so much illiteracy and crime and everything else here, joblessness. It's not because some of us can't get jobs. Some of us can't really get jobs because we don't even know how to spell our own name. I repeated this one time when I was traveling, coming in here, and there were some guys some folks from Exxon coming in, and the one was asking the other one never came, asking one who was here already, what does that place look like? I'm sitting there and I'm listening, I'm just, I'm hearing they're conversing, talking. What does the place look like? What was happening in that place? Oh, that place is the place where you get them horses, horses pulling goods on the road. Them donkey pulling goods on the road. This is Ghana. He's describing Ghana. The donkey cart is used for transportation. That's how they get things from one place to another. That's how they see us. This is not long ago. This is about a few months back. And they come here and they rape the country and they live like kings and queens. And they laugh at us. I can say that because it's the truth. You know? They're eating like kings and queens and you are there gambling your money away. You can't even get some money to buy mesh to put on your window to protect your family from mosquitoes. It's important that we realize that we are responsible for a lot of what happens to us. And then when you get sick, you got to find money to go to the doctor. Or when the child gets sick, you got to find money to take the child to the doctor. Learn to take the money and nourish the family. You buy foods that can nutrify the family. Get them the right supplements that they need to build their immune system, to give them the balanced minerals and vitamins so that they can fortify their body systems and become, you know, good citizens as they get older and grow up. You can't want a child to produce A grade and then you're giving them food that don't even have a grade. Bread and tennis roll. That's what we're feeding the children. Every day is bread and tennis roll. Bread and tennis roll. And a special day is bread and butter or tennis roll and butter. And then on a Sunday morning when the kids are having a good breakfast, it's bread and butter and tennis roll and cheese. I'm going to tell my operator that the light is blinking on the camera. I don't know why it's blinking. Maybe the battery is going low. Right? But we've got to get smart. We've got to get wise, and we've got to wisen up and do something to make sure that we contribute to the wellness and the betterment of our families, our children, ourselves. You can't want to be healthy and you're eating foods that are going to hurt you. You can't. It doesn't work. So you protect yourself from the mosquitoes. You protect yourself from the flies. You make sure that you don't leave containers around the place that are filling up with water that will breed mosquitoes. So please, I have to remind you that the clinic will close. The clinic will close for 1 month, effective this weekend. This weekend? Next weekend. Next weekend. At the end of the month, the clinic closes for 1 month. We do this every year. So whatever you need to get, you try to get down there at least next week. Not Monday, but Tuesday to Friday. Try to get there. And if you gotta see us, then I think we're gonna have to take a break, a quick break to reload something on the camera. So if you gotta take a pause, just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, we back on the air. It appears so. Yes, as I was saying, the clinic will close next Friday for 1 month. So if you got to be seen or you need to get something, you only have 1 more week until we reopen in September after next weekend. Okay, if you need to make an appointment, call the number 231-6477. You should be able to get one still. I know it's pretty booked next week, but you may still be able to get seen. I was going to take some calls today. You can still call. We have a couple of minutes. 218-4949 or 218-1800, I think. I think that's the other number. If you have a question about something, you can call us and call, and I will try and answer for you. What you were seeing there as we took the break was a screening that we do at the clinic. When you come to see us, even if you have a headache, we screen your entire body system because it could be something else that's causing you a headache. It could be something that you don't think. It could be a pressure. It could be some sort of a virus or bacteria. It could be something else besides what is thought to be the problem. And normally, we find all sorts of things that contribute to problems that you wouldn't even think about, you wouldn't imagine. That's why we screen you from head to toe, because when you hurt in any one place, it doesn't necessarily mean that the problem is where you're hurting. The problem is registering or it's identifying itself where you're having the discomfort. But it could be from something else. And 9 out of 10 times, it is as a result of something else. So when you come to our clinic, it's not just, we check your whole body system from head to toe. We even get into your mental state to find out what's happening in there. If it's a situation that you had that's affecting you, we tell you all of that. You see it. When you come to the clinic where we are, when you come to the Health and Wellness Center, you are involved in your decision, in your disease detection process, because you see it. Some of you don't believe it. I can't help you if you don't believe it, because what we see is what is in you. We don't put it there. We only say, oh, she has a headache or he has a headache. His pressure is normally high. Maybe his blood sugar is normally high. Let's find out why. And we see everything and you see it yourself. Some of you may not understand, but at least you see it. But we also explain everything to you. Do you know that the foods that you're eating right now that are causing you to have problems? And you don't even know? You don't even know which foods you shouldn't be eating. Some of you are eating fruits that you shouldn't be eating. Yes. Some of you are eating all sorts of foods that you shouldn't be eating, and some of you are not going to like what I'm going to say to you, but I have a very serious recommendation that I've been making recently about trying to avoid consuming the dead. Try avoiding the consumption of things that are dead. You are a living organism. Don't consume dead matters. When I say dead matters, I mean, all the chicken and the fish and the beef and the pork and all those are dead. They're dead organisms. They're dead matter, and you don't know what is in them. You don't know. You don't know, my friends. Is it possible that you can get something living out of something dead? Is it? If it's possible, tell me. You tell me. I'm interested in knowing. If it's dead, I don't want it. I don't want it. Because now that body has to try to process that, whatever it is that you consume, that's dead. And it is not easy. to try to process in your living system something that's dead. It's very difficult. You wonder why you have H. pylori and gastroenteritis and colitis and colon cancers and all those things. You wonder why. You wonder why you have stomach cancer and cancer of the liver and gallbladder and all that stuff. You wonder why. We digging our graves with our teeth and we eating ourselves into our graves. Sad to say, we are digging our graves with our teeth. In other words, we eating foods that are killing us. And then we're eating ourselves into our graves. We dig in the graves with our teeth and we're eating ourselves into the graves. And then some people say, well, something got to kill us. I mean, no, we're going to die of something got to kill us. Yeah, we know that. And if you live long enough, eventually we all are going to die. But you don't want to suffer and punish and you know, some of you, when you come to the clinic, I look at you, I feel sorry for you. So much pain and agony and cancer and, you know, there's so much cancer now. It is amazing. And by the way, I have to tell you, coronavirus is very, very rampant in our society. But you're not feeling the symptoms. You're feeling sick, but you're not feeling the symptoms, and it comes and it brings a lot of things with it. What we see now is it's unusual. We're seeing persons with coronavirus who are having bronchitis and pneumonia and all sorts of viruses, reovirus, adenovirus, spumovirus. I mean, it's so much. When we see it, it's amazing that people are still, you know, living, but they're having problems. They know that something is wrong, but because they're not being tested for those particular things that we find, it's hard to imagine. And I have to tell them, I tell them, I says, I know you went to your doctor or you went to the institution, whichever one, and they didn't find what was wrong with you, but you can't blame them because they don't have the tools. They really don't have the tools. You know, can you imagine if you have to go to the lab and they have to take the blood tests to provide the results of everything that we talk about? You wouldn't have any money to do nothing else. When we screen, we find all the viruses, all the bacteria, all the diseases, all the STIs, we find them and they're right there in front of you. There's some of you who walk around with sexually transmitted diseases and don't even know. You don't know. It's affecting you and you don't know. It's tearing your immune system up and you don't know. It's causing you to get problems and you don't know. Your reproductive problems. You're having problems in your urinary system, and you're having problems in your prostate, and you don't realize that it's an STI that you had. And so many people today have sexually transmitted diseases and don't even know they have them. It's alarming. And then they wonder, why am I not getting better? Why? Like all of you women with a discharge. And we've helped so many women to start that didn't know that it was not normal. All of you women with a discharge. And not all of them have discharges. When I say all of them, all of the diseases comes with discharges. But for all of you who are having a discharge, I am pleading with you to get to the clinic because you have a problem. Don't believe the doctors who are telling you it's normal. It is not normal. And some of you have smelly discharges and the doctors are telling you it's okay and it's normal. How can something smell so bad be good? It's coming. If it be normal if it's coming out of you. How could it be? If it's coming out of your body, how could it be normal? Don't believe them. It is not normal. It's not. Let me see if I can take this call. Oh well, we lost it. We only have a few more minutes. maybe 4 minutes, I think. Don't believe them if they say it's normal. It's not normal. Don't buy it. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, doctor.
Good evening to you, and how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. What area are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from Georgetown,
Where in Georgetown? What area? What area?
East and South.
Oh, you're not far. You could walk over here, man.
Okay, well, where are you located?
No, don't walk and come. Tell me what's happening. What is wrong? What is it?
You have anything for dementia?
For dementia.
Yeah.
Dementia. Yeah. Yeah, there is hope. Sure. There is hope. I've been studying dementia. That's one of the things I focus on, because there's some people who have other conditions that are labeled as dementia, but it may not be dementia. You know, while you're experiencing some of that, or you know someone who is?
Yeah. They get a memory loss there, then they come back to themselves.
Okay, they kind of drift and then they come back, or they don't remember things and then.
Come in.
How young is the person, or how old?
70.
70. Well, at 70, it's, you know, there are lots of 70-year-old that I know a 96-year-old man who would make you think he's only 40. You know, how long this is happening?
Like couple months ago.
Couple of months. You know, it's. Let me tell you, I found in my studies that with the things that they call dementia, because dementia is only a name that was put to a condition that exists. Okay, don't claim it either.
That's right.
Because if you claim it, it might become part of you. Let's try to find what you're lacking. There's some things that you're lacking. Many times I found that people who suffer with dementia suffer with circulatory problems. The brain is not getting enough blood and oxygen.
Yeah.
We find that persons who suffer with dementia, as they say, suffer with lack of minerals.
Okay.
Your brain needs nutrients.
Yeah.
And if you're not eating foods that can nutrify your blood, then your brain will suffer.
Okay.
I also find in the study that many persons who suffer with memory losses or memory lapses, they fry everything they eat. So when you fry everything you eat and you're not exercising to burn anything, then your arteries become narrow and then eventually they're clogged.
Yeah.
And then you can't get good blood flow. And in the blood is your oxygen, and you can't get enough oxygen. So your brain is not going to function. You see, so what we're calling dementia and Alzheimer's and all those things, it's because of the lack of the right things that we need to do to our bodies. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So when you come and we screen you, we see those things, and you see it yourself. And then you learn what to do and what not to do by the automatic compilation of foods that are restricted in your diet at the time based on what is wrong with you. All of that we find out at the same time. Okay, maybe she was on a cell phone. But we need to get to the root causes of things. Yes, you're having memory lapses, but let's find out why. And let's fix the why. And eventually, it will disappear. Okay? So yes, there's hope. Don't worry what they say. There is hope. Okay? And I'm seeing that it's already 7 o'clock, and I don't know how much time I have. And my operator didn't say anything. So I'm going to continue with my program until he tells me. I know he's hearing me too. But don't be afraid. Some people are afraid to find out what is wrong with them. There's some people who say to me, Doc, I don't want to know what happened to me. And then there's some people who say to me, Doc, if I come on your device, I'm going to blow it up. Because there's so much wrong with them, they think that if they come there, they're going to cause the machine to malfunction. You can't. You don't have enough wrong with you to make it malfunction. Oh, okay. I just got the warning, folks. You got 3 minutes. If you want to call, I could take one more call. But we got 3 more minutes. So, listen. The bottom line to your health, Number one, don't dig your graves with your teeth and eat yourselves into your graves. In other words, don't eat foods that can cause you to be sick. Number two, get with an exercise program. Even if it's walking, even if it's jumping rope, do something to get your body moving. Number three, take your nutrients, take your vitamins and your minerals, and not the artificial ones. You want to know the real ones to take? I don't care if you get it from us or not, but at least come and find out what are the real ones to take. The real vitamins and minerals that will nutrify your body. We have them at the clinic. We have them for children also. You want to know why your children are not so smart? Maybe they're lacking some nutrients. You want to give your children something to help to fight the diseases that are out there? Get the immune enhancers. We have them for children and we have them for adults. You want to know what to do about dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and all those things? Let's find out what you're lacking. Why doesn't everybody listen? You know, there are people who would say things to you that are so irritable to me. They say, oh, because you're old. Man, them things happen because you're getting old. It's nonsense. What happened to all them people who are old that don't have those things? If it was normal to occur when you get old, as they say, then why isn't everybody who's old having it? Don't buy the stupidness. It's not normal for everyone to have, for a few people to have what everyone doesn't have. It's not. If it was normal, then when everybody gets to a certain time in life, it will happen to them. I got people who retreat over 25 years. And if you see them today, they come like once a year or twice a year just to make sure they're okay. You know? And if you see them today, you can't tell they're aging. They're doing everything that the people who are young can do. So don't buy the nonsense. You're having a discharged woman, get yourself looked at. Get to the clinic. Let's find out why and fix it. You're having memory problems, let's get and find out why you're having it. Even cancer is not normal. Don't buy it. We're finding so much cancer today is a shame. All those worms that people have in their bodies, it's not normal to have them. Why am I getting all the worms? Come and we'll help you to find out why. Because as you screen, automatically the things that are causing your problems are going to be registered. And at the end of the process, you will have a list. Don't use these things because they're contributing to your problems. Don't fight it. You want to get better? Follow it. Comply. Don't complain. It's for your own good. Spend the money on your life. And the rewards are going to be there for you in the end. You won't get sick. And if you do get sick, it won't last long. Because your body is not accustomed to be sick, to being a sick body. So it ain't gonna be there long. If you take the right things to help it to overcome it, you'll be fine very quickly. And guess what? As I said to one of my friends today, medicines don't fix your body, you know. Medicines don't fix the disease you have. Medicines nutrify the body, and the body gets rid of the diseases. The medicines we administer is going to help the body to get to the point where it can fight. It can fight and overcome its problems. Don't let nobody tell you they can cure you. They can't cure you. Your body has to cure itself, but you got to nourish it. Dr. Haynes saying good night. God bless you. Thanks for watching. So long. Have a wonderful weekend and be careful and be safe, okay? Thank you. Good night.
Or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today at 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477. for further information.